Now, the Core Team add-on program is very exciting. I mean, if your brokerage offers kvCORE and you're considering a system for your business, the add-on is a huge deal. I've been selling, real estate marketing stuff for over 16 years, and where the technology is right now is incredible, and kvCORE is excited to be on the cutting edge of that. All right, perfect. So like I was saying, this is a tremendous deal. It's like you're coming to us and saying, hey, I want kvCORE for a big group of people, and you are getting it at a huge bargain basement discount. But what do you get? Because right now you probably all have it as an individual, and you've got all the tools, but you've got all the tools for an individual. So with the Core Team add-on, what we're doing is we're building you a team website, and what comes included is like I said, a huge discount. Other systems, and I won't name names here, but I'm sure you guys know who they are, they easily cost 3 to 5 times more than the kvCORE Pro Team add-on, which is $3.99 a month for groups of agents up to 15 members. You have full automation and really powerful ability to build out that automation for your team, depending on kind of what your needs are. We're going to talk about some of that automation, because in building these lead funnels, you want to have a campaign that addresses a potential agent who might want to join your team, address them differently than you want a new buyer or a new seller or some other kind of lead. And being able to build these custom campaigns that can just automatically text back, schedule a call for you, and set up a bunch of tasks, all without you having to lift a finger. You just decide what you want that set of tasks and things to be. And then agent accountability. You're growing a team. One of the biggest challenges is keeping every agent on top of the leads that they should be followed up with. And so with the team solution, you're able to set up each agent to make a certain number of dials each day. And in doing so, keep them accountable, because if they don't keep up with your numbers and your metrics, you can have them kicked off your team leads automatically, and it'll email you, it'll email them. You'll both know, okay, we need to have a little conference and figure out what's going wrong here. The big piece here, custom lead distribution. Team leaders generally are looking for all different ways to generate leads for their team. And so with the solution, we're going to help you set up so that all those solutions possible connect to kvCORE automatically, track what source they're coming from, and then can distribute to the team automatically. And this kind of leads me into another point, which is lead ownership, which is to say that when you have the team solution, all the leads you're generating for your team are owned by the team, meaning you, the team leader, team owner, but assigned to the agents. They can't download your leads. They can't take them with them. If they leave the team, you get to reassign all those leads back to your other team members. But the distribution is really powerful because you can set it up by lead source. You can set it up so if you have one-off situations like, okay, all leads in this neighborhood need to go to that person, or you've got, these 5 agents are the ones you want receiving your Zillow leads, but you want to do 25% to that guy, 35% to her, and the rest to him. You can do these kinds of mechanics with the custom lead distribution. And I'm really going to kind of skim over a lot of this stuff, because I would invite all of you, and I will send out my calendar link at the end, to schedule time to sit down with me and let's discuss your actual situation as a team leader and what kind of team you're trying to run, because there's a lot of cool tools that get added on here, like the lead distribution. And you can also do things like bring in lenders who can help co-market with you, and you can ensure that they get their leads, they have a login, and they can collaborate with your agents on the leads that that they're helping you to generate. But that distribution piece is very important. Then the system is also easy to learn. It's easy to learn. Of course, you've got to take the time to learn it, and that's why we have a full online learning center with different courses, the most important one being the Quick Start course. But we want to make sure that your agents know how to use the system and that your admins also know how to use the system. And admins are going to have different jobs they need to do. And one of the cool things, again, referencing back to these campaigns that you can do with kvCORE is, for example, if you have a trigger like a lead gets moved into under contract status, that can trigger a campaign that assigns a series of tasks to your admins for that lead, and you can monitor and make sure that that's all getting completed. you're going to get our full support. You will now have an account with Inside Real Estate, we being the makers of the kvCORE platform. And so we have both a go live team that's going to help you launch, because we're building you a new website. So it's going to need to get approved through your MLS board, what have you. It's going to be on a domain name, yourteam.com. Each of your agents, their personal kvCORE sites could convert to be a first name, last name .yourteamname.com. And we're going to set you up with a success coach who's going to help ensure a successful strategic launch. They're going to do a training with your admin. We're going to help connect up all your lead sources and show you how to work with your campaigns to adapt them, because now you can put a campaign out there that the whole team has access to, which is important. So you don't have to recreate it every time for every person you bring on. And they're also going to do a excitement call and overview with your team of agents of your system. And I did talk about this earlier, but team lead ownership, so important. You're making the investment in these leads to hand off to your team. You want to make sure that you are the owner of those leads, even if those team members decide to go their separate ways at some point. We've got that advanced team lead routing. There's kind of two options you have here. One is the blast. That's where a call or a text or an email can go out to everybody who might potentially be able to receive that lead per that source or per those that particular rule you set. And the first to react will be assigned that lead. But not to worry, you can set a time limit. You can say, hey, if 5 minutes go by and no one's claimed this lead, I need to go to somebody, and you can set a default person, whether that's you or some other trusted agent on the team. We like to call them Thunderdome rules. It's just, first to claim gets the lead. You can also then do custom round robin. And of course, you can put all these metrics in place to create the rule. But the point here is that you can, reward your top performing agents with a higher percentage of the leads coming through the custom round robin. We're building out a team branded website. And another biggie for making sure that your team is successful overall is an expansion of the business analytics, being able to see not just your own pipeline, but the entire team's pipeline, and being able to do cool things like set comparisons of different lead sources. So you can say, hey, in the first 6 months of 2019, how did our Zillow compare to our Facebook, compared to our Realtor.com, compared to our no-name lead source that maybe is just specific to you? How did those compare, and where are those leads now across all the statuses, so that you can review how your money is being spent and how it can be better spent, pushing funds towards those certain campaigns or lead sources that are providing the higher ROI, the higher conversion rate of leads on your team. And one last screen here, a few more bullet points. The lead generation tools. You still have the squeeze page generator. You still have the landing page generator that we're about to take a kind of a deeper dive into. And you have the text to capture, because now, as I forgot to mention, you have your own team smart number, local area to your area. You can set up keywords that get texted to that and then route the leads to your team. You can set up squeeze pages that then route those leads to your team per your rules, rather than everybody just having their own personal squeeze page generator, although they still will. But with this team site now available to you, you can route your leads across the entire team. You do get that smart number I mentioned, and we're going to work with you on a customized launch plan that's going to be with your success coach, and help you set up your lead import service and Dropbox setup and your campaigns. So that's just kind of an overview of the team solution. We will go ahead and send out a link that you can schedule time directly with me personally to talk about your specific situation. From here, though, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this.
Just to recap, Roberto, on the document we were covering, I did drop a direct link into your booking calendar if anybody was interested in booking a one-on-one with you, if they had like individual questions that are really customized to their situation, or just wanted to speak with you on one-on-one. So all of that is now on the document that we're sharing with everyone right now.
That is fantastic. You're always one step ahead.
I mean,
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So now into everyone's favorite platform, kvCORE. So of course, most of you might already know where the landing page builder is. It's right in your lead engine. But one thing I want to mention also before we go to the lead engine is that so you're going to build your landing page, but you also want to have a strategy for when someone interacts with that landing page, what happens next. And that's where I'm going to advise that you do go into your marketing autopilot and just whip up a quick campaign that you'll be able to choose to have trigger by, say, the hashtag that you choose for these leads, which will make sure that they are responded to as potential new team members. It could be a quick text that goes out from you. You want to make sure all those leads get assigned to you, the team leader. All that can be done in there, and then we can kind of take a look at that. Let's start though, because first you want your concept, and the concept is going to be at the front end of the the landing page. It's going to be the meat and potatoes of what is the concept that you're trying to get across. So you're going to go ahead and build out your go to your landing page. I've gone ahead and created a few ones in advance here, but this is where you choose which landing page you're going to which domain you're going to build your landing page on. You're seeing a bunch of domain names here.
Are you looking at a dashboard right now, Roberto?
I am. Is it not sharing my screen?
It's showing your slide deck, just so you're aware.
Okay.
I mean, it happens,
Yeah, how do let's try refreshing monitor one.
Sometimes turning your screen off and turning it back. There we go.
Okay. All right. So we're back. Okay. Thanks for pointing that out. All right. So you're going to now have a whole drop-down menu of domains, because as a team leader, you can create landing pages for any of your agents individually and for yourself and for the team site. Now, I don't advise building out landing pages for team members specifically, because that's going to create leads that are owned by them. Hence, they're using their personal subdomain. So use your team subdomain when you're doing this, of course. Just pick one at random here, and then you start building. And this is where you always start off. You've got this default picture and then just this default verbiage, but all this, of course, is customizable. I can say, looking for a new brokerage. So this is good. This all goes back to classic Craig Proctor style value proposition marketing. We want to, ask them a big, bold question. If they're happy with their current place in real estate, do they want more leads? This is where you really need to sit down and kind of make a list of what is my team's value proposition that I can offer that's going to get people excited. This is just where you present the information. You can customize this backdrop. You can drop in a video. So I've got a few examples here using the lead generation is where we're at right now, where you have a headline, you can do some bullet points. Your team logo is going to be right up there in the center where that Inside Real Estate logo is, and you can do any custom backdrop you want. The video view, I think, is a really good one, because you can have a video. You yourself talk directly to your audience right off the bat. Maybe just a quick thing of you in front of a whiteboard, kind of sketching out why they would want to join your team. And they just need to be uploaded to YouTube. And then another one I thought would be very good for this purpose is the Facebook chat, because you can literally, and Facebook's one of the great channels to market through, because you can target people based on their profession, being in real estate, and say, hey, let's talk, you and me, one-on-one. So let's first look at this one here. Let's blueprint your success in real estate. So I kind of came up with the theme for this one. This is the video lead capture, and this is some imagery that I found in Google. Now, if you're going to go finding images in Google, you want to make sure you have license to use whatever photo you drop back behind the landing page. But this is one that tries to, this video will autoplay. This is the one where I mentioned where it could be just a quick video of you. You could do it on your iPhone or Android, what have you. Take a video of you introducing yourself as a team leader, talking about what value proposition you have to offer, the right agent with the right credentials who might want to join your team, and tell them, hey, just sign in below, and I will personally get in touch with you, and we can talk about, your past success and where your business might go. The next one I put together is Agents Wanted. Help us work surplus lead flow. Now, this may not be for everybody. You may not have a surplus lead flow, but leads are a huge hook for agents. It's something that they really all want. They want leads, and if you are able to make it rain, let's leverage that point to try to engage them to come and work with you. So again, these are just spitballs. Your own value propositions to the agents. This is all about just trying to get a conversation started based on an interest point that they may have or a pain point that they may have in their business. We can say new buyer and seller leads generated every day, and so you can, add check marks here. You can customize this verbiage or remove them, or if you want to keep it, click them out. Just keep it simple, what have you. And then the third one I've got here is, and I like this one a lot. I like that we have this. So all you need with this one is to drop your Facebook username here, and you can even change this text. Let's talk real estate. And just like that, the button changes. So they click the button and it launches Messenger, and you're now in a conversation by text with them in Facebook Messenger. So just another great way to ask a question or make a powerful statement right here across the top and engage them in conversation right there on the fly. So coming up first with your concept, what's your value proposition for them to join the team, picking which landing page type is going to be best for you, and maybe trying out a couple. You can you take the same concept, build out a couple, run a couple campaigns on Facebook in parallel, and see which one performs better for you. Anything you want to add, Ryan or Annalisa?
Yeah, sure. I have a few pages too that I could show, and if everybody has time, I could talk a little bit about how to get traffic to these pages with Facebook ads. We have a few bullets there as well.
That'd be great. Do I give you?
Yeah, I'll take the screen if you can.
Okay, sure. Let me see if I can. Again, not super familiar with. Okay, here we go. Send webcam request.
No, it'll be change presenter.
Oh, change presenter. Okay, gotcha.
Look at the very top right-hand side of the GoToWebinar.
Oh, gotcha.
File opens up, and you can click that and choose.
Thank you much. Here you go. And yes.
Cool. You should have my screen now.
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So yeah, I had a few similar to you that I've used over the years. I'll just show them really quick and get into the traffic stuff. But considering switching offices, our top producing team is looking for serious career-minded buyers agents to help work our surplus lead flow. I might have spelled surplus wrong there. Awesome tech and trading provided too. Just whip this up. So as Roberto was saying, yeah, it's kind of dangling something specific. We have surplus buyer leads. We can kind of hint at the fact that if you join our team, we're going to get kvCORE. You can recruit to kvCORE for, as a lot of people do. So we dangle the awesome tech and training. Other one here, where did it go? Here, I just linked these here. Capable agents wanted. I ran this on Craigslist for a long time in the services section of Craigslist. So, because you got a lot of, in the real estate services, you got a lot of other brokers advertising there and looking at that section. Very simple. Capable agents wanted to help work surplus lead flow, and then you get specific on where the leads are. So here it says downtown St. Pete, Florida. If you have a team and maybe you're in one market, but you have an expansion strategy, that strategy could be, hey, let's go where we're not already doing a lot of business, but where we want to start to get more sides, and we'll go to the outskirts of where we're at and start recruiting an agent for each of those areas. What kvCORE will allow you to do is you can start generating leads out in the outskirts of town and then recruit to the fact that you have those leads. Either get the agent first or get it after once you can prove out that you can start generating leads there. So that's one angle, capable agents wanted. And then this is one I don't think I've ever personally tried, but I know that a lot of people recruit new licensees and that you can get the new licensee lists from the state, right? So this could be a really good one. Just got your real estate license ? Here's 5 things to consider before you choose a team or brokerage to work with. Now, the other 2 ideas that I showed is pretty easy to go and run a Facebook ad and target real estate agents, in Facebook. You just kind of go into interest, job title, real estate broker, real estate agent, and you're pretty good to go. In this case, you are going to need to get a little surgical. You're going to want to get the email list, and you could use cold emailing solutions. I'll give a tip here really quickly. Something like a mailshake.com There's a few of these out there, but Mailshake's the first one that comes to mind, and one that I use here and there, where you can load up the list and then have emails sent directly from your Gmail account. You can set it so it looks very organic, send 3 to 5 a minute, 3 to 5 every 5 minutes, and have it not look like spam. So makes sense. Am I moving a little too fast as usual?
No, you're good. This is great stuff. I'm taking notes.
Cool. Yeah, so on the new agent stuff, definitely cold email. You could also use the cold email approach. Maybe I should talk a little bit more about this, but you could use this approach with existing agents too. And the reason I mentioned something like a Mailshake is that these are designed to not make it look like spam. These kinds of platforms are designed to make it look like you're sitting at your Gmail account, sending a few emails here and there. So they have some geekery under the hood. Pretty easy to use. There's also some, Mailshake offers some great free courses if you go to their site about cold email in general. But for recruiting, I think this is a great channel to be on, after Facebook ads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question, and I'm not super familiar with the platform, but is there a potential to use Instagram with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Annalisa's, we've done a few Instagram webinars, but targeting on Instagram is going to be just like targeting on Facebook if we're talking about paid traffic.
Okay.
So I hesitate to do this, guys. It can be really, I'm going to try to bring up a Facebook
Just an
business
FYI.
account. Yeah.
I am going to be scheduling an interview with a couple of gentlemen who are killing it with Instagram. So I have that kind of going on in the background. So there will be some things coming up.
Cool.
Very cool.
So I'm going to try to go into Facebook. In the past, Annalisa, as you know, when I'm on the current internet connection I'm on, it's bogged things down. So just let me know if the audio goes out.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to show everybody, this is specifically to recruiting, how to identify the agents in the targeting. I don't want to assume that everybody who's listening knows how to do that. So I'm just going to kind of go to that section, and maybe we'll write an ad really quickly here. Let's do that. And we can do that around the last point I had here, Annalisa, which is, and Roberto, which is to dangle any webinar that we have done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite approaches. And if we're talking about agent attraction, Annalisa and I specifically, we've done a lot of work over the past few years creating agent-specific content. I would go to the user interviews maybe, or the traffic and conversion tactics on our replays page. And you guys are welcome to take any of these webinars and build a quick little funnel around it. So maybe to close this out today, what I'll do is I'll grab one of these. Why don't you guys, Annalisa, pick one, Roberto?
Do the set it and forget it funnel. That's a fun one.
Okay.
Set it and forget it.
Right. So the set it and forget it real estate deals funnel. I'm going to now go and I'm going to go into kvCORE and build my landing page because I know what I want to give away. So I'm going to go to lead engine.
I'm dropping the link to those projects into the file as well, so everybody has it.
Yep. And I will go to landing page. Go to my URL, start building. What's also cool, guys, as Roberto mentioned, you can build landing pages for the people on your team to help them get going. So if you do recruit somebody new and you want to kind of give them their own niche focused, not recruiting, you could go in as the team leader, as the admin, and just create pages for anybody you want. So I'm going to do a set it. I would do this, free recorded webinar training. I like to get specific when possible. 45-minute. I don't know if that's how long it is, but just as an example. A set it and forget it real estate deals funnel that'll keep you loaded up with quality buyer leads. I don't know.
Looks good.
Yep, keep it really easy, just a headline, a subheadline. I might go with our modern background, hashtag this recruiting, submit button, watch now. And then my URL after login, you can take the webinar. Where did it go? Where did it go? Here it is. You can take the webinar and embed it if you want inside a blog post or in a page in your kvCORE site. In this case, to save time, because I'm demoing this live, I'm just going to use the YouTube URL directly in my landing page. And this in general is one of my favorite approaches, is just kind of steal other people's content, which you can do all day with YouTube because they've embedded it there, and offer it as a hook for generating leads. So in this case, I'm inviting you. You can use our webinar, offer this free recorded webinar training, a set it and forget it. I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to be a little anal. I'd like it to be like this. I probably would have reversed these, I think. I would have put the set it and forget it first. But let's just keep the ball rolling. Save, okay. So now when somebody opts into this page, they'll be hashtag recruiting in your kvCORE site. They'll be redirected to the content. It's going to be juicy stuff related to real estate lead generation and conversions if you use our replays. And then we can now go to Facebook, get that other window open, and do exactly what I'm doing now to generate recruiting leads. So I'm going to go into Facebook. I'm going to choose the traffic objective. Apologies in advance if it kind of goes a little slow. I'll name my campaign. If I'm trying to recruit an agent, I'm trying to expand my team, right, into the outskirts of my area, I would choose that location. In this case, I'll just do every agent in town. Do within 25 miles. And here's where the sort of, for recruiting, here's where you're going to want to go. Detailed targeting. And usually what I'll type, I run ads targeting real estate people a lot. You're going to type real estate broker, and you see how the job title pops up over here to the right. I realize it might be small on your screen, but it says job title. And when I get the first one, I can then click suggestions, and it'll give me similar ones. So licensed real estate broker, real estate associate, so just take a minute and add a handful of these, realtor. And what I can see, Facebook's pretty good. I have 5,000 people within 25 miles who have these job titles, which, knowing the size of my board, sounds about right? So I can quickly reach all those people. I'll set a daily budget to 10 or 20 bucks to get going to test this out. I'm not watching the questions, Annalisa, so just let me know if something's popping up, if I'm moving too fast.
I am on it like blue bonnet, sir, and your pace is good.
Okay, and then we'll choose our fan page. Now you might want to do this. There's two ways you could go with this. I use my Propertunity Knox page for all things. You can either do it as your team brand, if you want people to know that you're explicitly recruiting, right, and they see your team name and you're giving them the content, or if you want to do a fan page that's more like cool things for real estate agents, or St. Pete, Florida real estate agents love this or something. You can make a new page so that people don't know it's directly your team recruiting them until after they opt in. You can go either way on that. And you might have your own guidelines and local rules around that, or company rules around that. So check with your broker or whatever. But just two ways you can go. My website URL, the box kind of lights up, so I'll fill that in first. The website URL is simply the landing page that I just created, right? The one that offered the Set It and Forget It Deals webinar. So I'll plug that in. It'll try to grab a preview for me. Okay, my text will just be, we'll keep it really, really simple and echo what's in the headline. There's this thing called a scent trail with ads and advertising, where you kind of just want the ad to match what they get on the page. It's kind of a simple tip to make sure your ads convert. Have the message in the ad match the page, and it'll increase your chances of getting the conversion. So I'm just going to paste that in there. Free recorded webinar. and it actually chose a headline. It's fine. Free real estate lead generation webinar. And I am moving fast. It gave me the preview there. I probably want to use a different image. I've been using the video templates that Facebook offers a lot to do this, but to keep it really simple, let's just stick with a single image or video and choose a stock image. So I'm going to go add image, stock. And because we don't want this to be a full Facebook ads course today, we don't have time. My favorite hack with any ad is to use surprised. So people reply to emotion. Facebook's good with emotion. So if you find a stock image of somebody looking surprised or wowed, generally you'll get an okay click-through rate, which is what I'm going to try to do here. How are we doing with audio, Annalisa?
I'm sorry, what? Oh, it didn't work. It sounds fine.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Facebook's just lagging a little as I try to type in this keyword.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, so just give me a second.
I'll tell you though, Ryan, your point on the ads, you know, what the ad is offering, then it matching up on the ad itself when they click through is extremely important. I learned that firsthand today when a few folks were kind of confused by my title on the webinar versus your title on the webinar. So I had to do some explaining.
Yeah. Actually, I sent that from a campground yesterday. You guys might have noticed that it came from Morgan. I actually signed it wrong and everything. It was just a debacle, but you showed up,
wow.
so I guess it worked.
Yeah.
So there we go. I've got a picture of, it's just another human having a little bit of emotion on their face. Generally, this will get a good click through. It kind of snap judgment, decision-making lizard brain says, oh, what is this interesting thing this guy's looking at? Get somebody to stop and read your ad. And then, you know, we're targeting the right people. They have real estate brokerage job titles. We click confirm. And just like that, within a few hours, you can start to have other real estate agents in your market logging in through a kvCORE lead generation page, going into your back-end dashboard with a hashtag. And as Roberto said, if you build a smart campaign that follows up accordingly, you've got yourself a nice, tidy little recruiting machine going. So, any questions?
No, I was just saying there might be some folks out there that are going, oh my gosh, Facebook, what?
Yeah.
So if you're looking at this now and you're like, oh my goodness, just go to the bottom left of your kvCORE dashboard and click on that little cap. It looks like a graduation cap. And that gives you access to our core learning portal that's available 24/7, 365, and it's self-paced. And it also keeps track of where you left off, so you don't have to come back a week later and go, oh, where was I on that? So it keeps track of all that for you, and you can go in. So I just put the instructions on how to access it on the doc, and then Ryan's showing you there's that little learning portal at the bottom left, that little cap, and there's an amazing set of coursework in here. And the social media protocol, I'd say, would be a really great place to start, so you can get kind of like the top view down concept of what we're speaking to, and then you can look at the different opportunities of DIY advertisement within.
Yeah, so there is a Facebook ads course in there. And Annalisa, your point about the social media posting for recruiting, I hadn't thought of that, but you guys can definitely feel welcome to share any of our content, or even share other general real estate content. What's that site with all the funny real estate memes on it?
The light side real estate?
Yeah, the light side. So if you're recruiting, you know, make it systematic. And maybe once or twice a week, go ahead and post something that would be relevant not only to real estate buyers and sellers, but something to be relevant to other agents. So you can steal our content, or, you know, find other channels like Lighter Side to do that. And, you know, put that stuff, if you want, in your blog on kvCORE as well, and share the blog post directly. Cool. Anything else from you, Roberto, Annalisa, related to recruiting?
Carrie's saying, hey, are we recording this Absolutely. So I'll be recording it, formatting it, getting it uploaded, sending it out by carrier pigeon, perhaps some other like mental telepathy carrier, so be ready. But we'll get this out to everyone and email it and drop it into your chat conversations on the right-hand side of your dashboard. So we'll make sure everybody has access.
Yeah, and I should fill in a little blank about that approach with kind of stealing our content or other people's. Make sure it's something that's on, it's on YouTube, it's embeddable. On Give Due Credit, you know, and the follow-up itself is, hey, it's Ryan with Active Realty Florida. I saw you opted in to watch that webinar from Inside Real Estate. What'd you think of it? You know, just like you'd follow up with a buyer lead. Oh, cool. You know, Inside Real Estate, those are the guys that give me my CRM, right? kvCORE.
So,
yeah.
Is this something you could like do a bridge page with?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so, I'll make sure we drop the link in for that too, because bridge pages are super cool and they go really well with targeting.
So what Annalisa is saying is that a wonderful step and probably almost a must-do step with everything I just showed you would be to have a separate page before they get to the webinar with you introducing the content. So you could use the landing page video view objective right here, and you would actually redirect your lead generation page to another page, video view page.
It's so cool.
Not as complicated as it sounds. And then you would be in the video saying, hey, cool, thanks for accessing this this webinar. You do like a little intro. You know, in the webinar, they talk about this deals funnel. You're going to notice that they use this platform called kvCORE. If you decide to join my team, I'll help you use the thing. You know, I'll get you an account and help you use it. And you know, it's what we're doing to be top producers in your market, something like that.
It's and then so they would,
make a teaser. Make a teaser, which will draw them even further in, because it auto plays the video that you make, and you'll kind of set the stage for what the takeaways you want them to take from that piece of content. Or
if you're like, I'm going to contact you, I'm going to send this and send that, so you can set the expectation of your action and then your follow-up action, so they have it in the back of their mind that you will be following up instead of asking for permission, which is always key with those types of drips.
Yeah. So cool. Eric's asking, what are you using to make your videos? Well, these videos, these webinars, we use GoToWebinar because you've signed in. I think Annalisa and I, we use Screencast-O-Matic a lot, right?
Oh, it's great. I love Screencast-O-Matic. It's like, what, 40, 50 bucks a year? And there's the bells and whistles, the things you can drop in. It's incredible.
Yeah, I highly recommend that too. How about you, Roberto? Do you use any video tools?
I use GoToMeeting. That's it so far.
and don't let the technology get in your way. Like for this bridge page, just take out your phone, or have your kids or your wife or spouse, have somebody else just grab their phone and record you. Don't overthink it.
It could be you standing in front of a house. It doesn't have to be complicated. Real quick, 30-second blurb, and stick it in. Upload to YouTube, stick it right on in.
Yep. Awesome.
Well, very cool. Hey, thank you so much for stepping in and showing me how the sausage is made there. That was a lot.
it's one of my favorite topics, so sorry if I hijacked you.
New to me too. No, I'm learning. So I want to thank everybody for showing up. I think we had a great attendance here today. We will put this all up. Annalisa will make it look all nicely notated, so you can kind of follow along on a rewatch. And unless we have further questions to tackle.
I haven't seen anything. Just to recap, Eric's saying what he used to make your videos. Screencast-O-Matic, and then for screenshots, Lightshot's awesome as well. And I believe I put all of those resources and links at the very bottom of this page as well. So scroll on down and you should see the information there.
Okay, perfect. And then you mentioned also my calendar link, which I want to direct everybody to go ahead and feel free to fill my calendar. I'll sit with you for now. We can talk about your team. We can go a little bit deeper into the more mechanics of the team admin solution, and it, help rock and roll if it makes sense.
Yep. Awesome.
All right.
Thanks for being here, everybody.
We'll go ahead and shut this down, and I guess we'll see you next week.